Hey everyone, hope you guys are all doing well. I'm going to do a collective reading. We're going to see what the message is today. Keep in mind it's general, okay? It could be past, present, or future. You will know best how this resonates, if it resonates at all. So let's just get straight into it. What do you all need to know today? What is the message from Spirit? What is the message from the angels today? From the spirits watching over the collective. What do you need the collective to know today? I just got a weird sinking feeling here. Like that feeling of like something dropping, okay? Like your heart dropping a bit. The Six of Swords, the Six of Cups, and the Five of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles. We have 666 here. Now, the 666, it's not, you know, it can be the sign of the devil, depending on the connotations of it. But 666 could also have something to do with, you know, abundance. Sometimes it's the number of abundance, right? So, or leaving something behind, right? Something coming after the change, whatever comes after the change here, some sort of what's it called, the transformation. So someone here is leaving something behind, the past, something here from the past, or somebody is reflecting on something from the past, some sort of like, it's not sentiment, it's like nostalgia maybe, okay? And then we have the Five of Swords. Some sort of selfishness. It's interesting because we have the Six of Swords, the Five of Swords, in the middle is the Six of Cups. So it's like in the thoughts, in the mind, someone going through some sort of like a mental process here is like in the middle of it is the sentiment, is the feeling of the past, of some sort of nostalgia. Okay, let's see what this is. I just saw the Hanged Man in wrong way around. There we go. Why is the Six of Swords here for the collective? The King of Wands. The Five of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Fool. Yeah, so there's some sort of sadness. And that is kind of that feeling of like when the heart drops a bit, right? So this could have something to do with some sort of an investment, okay? Some sort of time where someone has spent a significant amount of time. A new beginning. This is interesting because it's almost like that feeling of like wanting to move on, right? Wanting to leave something behind, wanting to find some sort of peace in the madness. But also at the same time, it's like being caught between the future and the past, because that's kind of what this is, right? I mean, the Six of Swords is when you want to leave something behind, like you want to move on to peace or to calm. You want to process something and leave it behind. But the Six of Cups is like the past, looking back at the past. It's like being caught between the future and the past. But the past is making someone sad, or maybe looking back at time, or looking back at what you've invested your time into, or what you've been working on, or what you've been spending your time doing, or something about that. It's like looking back at that is making you sad. But at the same time, you also want to have a new beginning. You want to feel free again or lighter again, right? So this is like a bit of like being caught in the in-between. Okay, what's the Six of Cups? The Knight of Cups, the Hanged Man, the Six of Cups. Yeah, this is like taking a moment to really look at the past, okay? Right now, someone or you are stuck kind of just looking at the past, like you're just taking it in. There could be a lot of feelings that are coming up for you when you look at the past. And the Hanged Man is like, you're not really doing anything about it. You're just sitting in it, right? So you could feel like you're just sitting in emotion right now. You're just sitting in it. You're not really cutting yourself loose from it. But also maybe because it's not the right time to, like someone is just sitting in emotion, looking at the past, and there could be a lot of feelings coming up about this, okay? So what's the Five of Swords? Okay, the Nine of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords, and this is all very uncomfortable. Nine of Swords, Five of Pentacles, the Five of Swords. This is very uncomfortable. I feel like this Five of Swords is related to like the person that you're thinking about when you look at the past. It's like you could be reminiscing about how this person treated you in the past, or how selfish they were. How they didn't even care about you, or they didn't even care about your feelings, okay? I mean, even with the Six of Cups, this is like going to the past, reminiscing about the past and how you felt at that time, how you were feeling at that time, realizing that the person, the way that they treated you back then, or whatever they did back then, how selfish it was, and how backstabbing it was, and how little they cared about your feelings. Like you could be looking at the past and realizing that like someone just abandoned you, like they just left you alone. They just left you alone in your own worries and your own fears. Like I feel like, I mean, the past could be for someone last week, for someone it could be a year ago, 5 years ago, like just take it how it resonates. But someone here is looking at the past, okay? And how in that time of your life, you were in fear. You were dealing with a lot. You were dealing maybe with feelings of isolation, or you were just very worried. You were maybe very scared. You were going through a period of feeling lonely and alone and abandoned and fearful. It feels like you were scared a lot. You felt like you didn't have anybody. You felt very worried, very stressed out, very abandoned. You were maybe going through poverty. This could be actual physical, financial poverty, but it could just be basically feeling like everybody's deserted you, like you have no one, nobody cares about you or how you feel. And then in the midst of that, whoever this person is stabs you in the back. Like I almost want to say that this is like, this is how you felt generally. This is how it feels. It's like you generally felt this way. And then on top of that feeling, someone else around you is just so selfish and doesn't even care about what you were going through or how you felt, or they did something selfish, didn't even care about what you were going through or being there for you. It's kind of giving me like, you already feel so abandoned, alone, and scared, like very scared. And then the last person in your life also just doesn't even give a fuck about how you feel, and then also betrays you. Like that's how this feels. Yeah. So this reading is going to be a hard reading. I already feel it. It feels very heavy. Very heavy. Let's see what this is. Again, the Six of Wands at the bottom. 666. There's a lot of sixes here, okay? That could be significant. You could be seeing that number a lot. Why is the Six of Swords here? The Sun. Yeah, you just want to be happy. I feel like you're trying to find happiness, or this is what you want. This is all you really want. You just want to be happy. You've been trying to be happy. And then soulmates comes out in reverse though, a breakup. Or a lack of a soul connection, a lack of partnership, a breakup. The runner. Yeah, so this is whoever you could be dealing with. A runner, an avoidant, someone who has a fear of intimacy, someone who was in their ego, someone who was selfish, someone who wasn't there for you. It feels like in your biggest time of need, really, in a time where you really needed someone, they couldn't be there for you emotionally. They couldn't show up for you. They ran away. Okay. But it's even more than that. It's not even just giving me that they ran away. It's giving me that they prioritize their own selfishness over your need for emotional care. I almost want to say like this, like, okay, so let's say, look, you're going through something here, right? You're dealing with fears, you're dealing with sadness, you're dealing with anxiety, you're dealing with stress, you're dealing with loneliness, feeling abandoned, and all this, right? And when you're going through things like this, you can't really show up for other people because this is a time where you need affection. You need care. You need someone to be there for you and show up for you and, you know, hold you and hug you and tell you everything's going to be fine. You need that. You're not capable of showing other people that amount of, I don't know. Like, I feel like whoever you are, you were going through something where you felt alone and scared. And in that time of need, you were dealing with someone that all they fucking cared about is themselves. Like the Five of Swords and the Runner. It's like maybe they felt rejected by you. Maybe they felt like since, you know, you weren't able to shower them with affection, adoration, and love, they couldn't show up for you. Maybe they felt some, like, how should I say this? Like, they felt maybe a level of emotional starvation, but not because you lack emotion for them, but because you were going through something where you needed them, where you were not able to give that, where you needed that. You needed security. You needed someone to be there for you. And because this person, this selfish person here, wasn't getting from you what they usually got, it's almost like they dropped you like a hot potato. And fear of intimacy, it's not like a fear of intimacy, more of it's like they couldn't show you like the emotional, they couldn't fulfill your emotional needs and be intimate with you on that level. It's like someone here was just, it feels like a deserter. Like it feels like someone fucking deserted you. Like they just straight up deserted you in your time of need. Because they just couldn't give you what you needed from them emotionally. That's what this feels like. Okay, anything else? The Ten of Swords, exactly. They betrayed you. This person betrayed you. They absolutely betrayed you. And in more ways than one. Because for one, it's one thing to betray someone because you're selfish and you're an avoidant and you run out on people and you know, are out looking for validation somewhere else because right now your relationship isn't giving that. I don't know, something like that, right? It's one thing to betray someone in that sense. It's a whole nother level of betrayal when you are going through something where you already feel alone, you already feel abandoned. Like, it's kind of like a situation where maybe you felt abandoned by family or by friends, or by, you know, you were going through things in your career, or you were already struggling with other aspects of your life. Okay, that's how best I can describe it. It's like you being very scared about, you know, where is my life going? Problems with the job, problems with family, friends. You're like really going through it. And in those times, you're not, if this is a romantic relationship, in those times, you're not able to then come home and put on a fake face and say, okay, honey, now I can love you. It's like, it's not possible. You need a partner that is going to show up for you in those times and say, I'm here and I will take care of you. And honestly, it feels like in this situation, what ended up happening is because you were going through this period and it feels like a phase, maybe it was months, okay? Along weeks or months, something like that. Whoever you're with, they start feeling like, you know, they're not getting something from you anymore. You're not able to, you know, be who you were before the stress, or you're dealing with something. It's kind of like you pull away because you're struggling. You pull away emotionally because you are maybe going through something where you feel unsafe. You feel lonely, you feel scattered, you feel scared, you feel unsure, you feel a lack of stability in your life. And then this person comes along and also betrays you because they're selfish. Because all they thought about in that moment was, oh man, so from collective, I'm not really getting what I want. I'm not getting all this love, this adoration, this affection that I want, because they're over there going through something. Oh man, and now I gotta be there for him. I'm getting kind of tired of having to be there for them all the time. Like, they want so much from me. I feel like this person, like, someone deserted you. And this reading is hard to do because the energy is so heavy. Because there's layers to this betrayal. Okay, wherever you are, this betrayal is not just, oh, this person betrayed me, oh, they stepped out on me, or they cheated on me, it was a betrayal. No, there's layers to this betrayal, because I feel like whatever they did it in a time where you were already being betrayed, maybe by other people. It's like, it's giving me like one after the other, right? And then you have someone in your life that's supposed to be there for you when other people are disappointing you, when other people are leaving you in fear, leaving you scared, leaving you in isolation and loneliness, insecurity, feeling insecure, feeling like you're lacking a sense of stability, security in your life. And here comes this person being selfish, making it all about them. Yeah, okay. Page of Wands and Temperance. Angel message. When I get these two together, it's always like an angel message for me. So this is an angel message for someone here. Why is the Ten of Swords here? Abundance. What the hell? Abundance. Manifest what you want. Keep a positive mindset. With a betrayal? What? The Chaser. Seduction. Yeah, see, I was already feeling that it was something like that. Really. A third party interference. Someone who's attraction, flirting, dating, hooking up, temptation. Oh, now I get it. Now I get what positive mindset is. Hooking up, temptation, seduction, flirting, dating. It's a dopamine hit. That's what it is. Someone chasing after someone. Oh. Okay, I get it now. Because that's what I was already feeling over here with this energy of like you going through something and you not able to give your partner like that level of, you know, affection, admiration, validation. You're the best thing ever, right? So some people, when they don't get that from their partner, what do? When, especially if you have a chaser, right? So let's say your partner gets into a situation where every time they're at home with you, all they see you doing is sitting around, you know, down, depressed, anxious, fearful, feeling insecure, maybe you need a lot of, you know, love, validation. You're not able to give it to them. And they get into a situation where all of a sudden someone is chasing after them, right? They go out, they go hit the town, they meet a coworker, they go somewhere, and all of a sudden there's a person there that is running after them. Oh, you're such a great person. Wow, I like you so much. All of a sudden they're getting this validation from another person. Everything that you're not giving them at this time because you need it, because you're going through something. They find someone that thinks that they're amazing and starts chasing after them and giving them compliments, making them feel wanted. See, that's another thing of what it could be, right? Because if you're going through something and you're not calling them all the time, okay, you're not doing nice things for them all the time, you're not asking them, hey, should we go out on a date? Should we go eat dinner? Should we go do this? And all of a sudden there's someone around them that is wanting their attention, wanting to do things with them, wanting, hey, let's go out, let's go do this. It would be fun. Hey, how are you doing? You know, giving them this constant, like, showing interest in them. And also what I'm getting for someone here, okay, for some of you, is that, let's say that this fear and this loneliness and this insecurity is not, I mean, it could be from family, friends, and work situations, but maybe this person also in the past, like maybe there was another betrayal from the same person in the past that you were still healing through, that you were still struggling with, because in those kind of situations, especially if you're still kind of reeling from another betrayal, or this person lying to you or deceiving you in a way, betraying you and hurting you, and you're still processing that, you're not going to be able to give that person this validation, this admiration, this, oh, you're so great, and you know, you're the best thing ever, and you know, you're not able to do that if you're still processing a betrayal. Right? If you're going through something where you need that person to show up, you need that person to make you feel secure in the relationship, you need that person to, you know, show you why they are worth it, because they've made you feel so alone, insecure, and worried all the time, okay? And now all of a sudden you're not able to give them the admiration, the appreciation, the interest, the, you know, the whole 9 yards. And all of a sudden someone else comes along and shows them interest and wants to take them out and tells them how great they are and how attractive they are and shows them all this interest. You want to know what that does? It gives them a dopamine hit. Keep a positive mindset. Honestly, with this card, gratitude, bliss, what I'm getting is dopamine. Your person betrayed you because of someone else giving them a dopamine hit. Right? Seduction, attraction, flirting, dating, hooking up, dopamine. It's like it's like a rush for this person, right? After you're not able to give that to them and show that to them, and all of a sudden there's someone there, and you know, they're interested, and they're, oh, you're this and that, and let's go out and this and that. It's like giving them dopamine, that they're being chased by someone else, that someone else finds them great and, you know, is running after them and finding them attractive. Like, that's what this shit is. honestly. Yeah, and that's sad. That is actually very sad. Okay. What else? The Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So yeah, they did something stupid here, okay? They didn't think about something long term. They didn't plan for this. They didn't plan this out. Yeah, this is like a cheater that will tell you like, well, I didn't plan on this happening. I didn't plan that this was gonna go this way. I didn't think that far. I didn't think when I did that. Yeah, they didn't. They really didn't. All that was happening was that they were getting dopamine hits, right? It was making them feel good. And it's like, I don't know if this then becomes like a drug for some people, right? Where they just did it because it was making them feel good. It was making them feel better about themselves. It was, who knows? I don't know. There's something. Okay, what else? The Six of Swords, the Tower in reverse, the Seven of Wands in reverse, and then someone doesn't want to face the reckoning and they don't want to have to defend themselves, so they don't tell you about it. That's what this is giving me, honestly. That someone just thinks that they can just leave it behind. This is just someone that thinks, oh, now I can just leave it behind like it never happened, right? They just think that they can just, well, it happened and now I can pretend like it never happened. And then they just leave it behind. And maybe they didn't even tell you about it, right? They never even told you about this betrayal because they didn't want to face the fallout. They didn't want to have to defend themselves. They didn't know what they were going to say to you. They didn't want to face the reckoning, the tower. They didn't want to, they knew that this would shatter everything. They didn't want to have to defend their actions. Maybe they didn't even know how to defend their actions. This is like even people that don't even know why they cheat. There's people that they cheat. They don't even know why they're cheating. They don't even know why they're doing it. And you'll find that often, I feel like, with people, it doesn't even have anything to do with the person, right? This is like, people cheating with people where you're like, why the fuck would you cheat with someone like that? I mean, I'm sorry, but like, where you just can't understand what was the appeal? What was it about? Like, what is the appeal of that? And it's not the person. It's not the person that they cheated with or betrayed you with. It's the fact that this other person was chasing after them and showing interest in them and validating them and giving them attention. Making them feel like, they're so pretty or they're so handsome or they're so good looking or they're so, there's something about them that, it's just that feeling of being chased by someone else. Like, oh, wow, they really want me. Oh, that must mean, I enjoy the attention. I enjoy that someone wants me and is running after me because my partner isn't. Right now, my partner is all depressed and anxious and they're not showing me any kinds of affection or attention. And this person is, and it's like, it's giving me a dopamine hit. And then they just think, oh, well, it didn't mean anything. Well, yeah, because it was literally just like, it's like escapism. And then they think that they can just leave it behind and pretend like it never happened. That is literally what this is giving me. Oh, I'm just gonna pretend like it never happened, and I'm just never gonna say anything because I don't know how I'm gonna defend it, and I don't want to have to defend myself. Yeah, because it's kind of embarrassing. Yeah, I bet it's embarrassing. All right. Okay. The snake, the other woman. Competition, enemy, clever, malicious. Look over your shoulder, the other woman or the other man, okay? wedding rings. Wedding rings. Why is that here? The Queen of Wands just flipped over. Okay. Why is the snake here? Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Swords. Someone feeling stuck in their head, trapped, wanting to make something work, wanting to work on something, wanting to master something, but feeling stuck and trapped. Stuck in their head and trapped. The Wheel of Fortune, look at that. Why is that here? Because of the Star and the Three of Cups, okay? So because of some sort of partying, meeting other people, third party situations, the Star. This has to do with someone wanting to heal. You know what this is giving me? Look, why, for some reason, with the Star and the Eight of Pentacles being here, it's giving me like healing, like someone wanting to work on their healing, somebody wanting to feel whole again, somebody wanting to have a rebirth, okay? Work on themselves, put the work into something. Yeah, that's nice, but you cannot work on something like this when you don't even know why you do it. Confirmation, okay? Eight of Swords, it's like someone wants to work on themselves, but they feel stuck, they feel trapped, they don't know how to work on it, how to manage this, you know, something about why am I cheating? Why am I addicted to third parties? Why do I want to go out and meet other people? What am I looking for here? Okay? The Wheel of Fortune. So, you know, if somebody wants to change or they want to heal, it's like, why do you need this? Like, what are you looking for here? So I don't know if that's, you know, it's kind of even giving me like, where's the pattern? Why is this a pattern? The pattern is someone is giving me like an avoidant, okay, to some sort of an extent where they feel uncomfortable maybe dealing with your emotions. They don't know how to deal with emotions. They don't know how to, because they're someone that suppresses their own emotions. They don't like dealing with their own uncomfortable emotions. They'd rather escape from them. They do the same thing when you have uncomfortable emotions. They'd rather escape from them. They don't know how to deal with things in a healthy manner, and they don't know how to deal with your emotions either in a healthy manner. That's why they leave you in times of need, feeling lonely, abandoned, and stuck in your head in fear, right? Stuck in insecurity, stuck in fear, because they don't know how to give you security. They don't know how to make you feel stable. They don't know how to make you feel secure. They don't know how to nurture this in you, because when they're looking for stability and security, what do? They go find it with some chaser that's giving them validation and affection and attention. That's how they solve that problem of feeling insecure and unstable in a relationship. Because at the end of the day, when you're pushing them away because you are going through something, that makes this person feel insecure. It makes them feel insecure, okay? They don't know how to deal with that emotion. So what do when they feel insecure, when they feel like the relationship is unstable? They go hook up with other people, and that's what makes them feel secure again within themselves. That's what I guess makes them feel like a good person again and not like a fucking disappointment. Okay? So every time they don't want to feel like a fucking disappointment, they go out and find someone new that chases after them and says, "You're not a disappointment. You're so great. I really like you." Oh, and then the dopamine receptors go off on their brain, and then they go, "Oh man, yeah, this feels great. This feels great that someone wants me." So, you know, that's nice that someone wants to work on themselves, but they're always going to feel trapped and stuck with this if they don't even know what are they searching for here? What is it that they're doing here? Why have they been doing this for so long? Why is this a pattern? Why do they cheat in every single fucking relationship? Right? So I don't know why that is important here, but it is. It's like, how are you going to have a lasting commitment with someone that's a snake? Really? With someone that you have to look over your shoulder with because you don't know where they're getting their attention from this time. The Ten of Swords. This person stabbed you in your fucking back. Okay? This person betrayed you. This is the ultimate betrayal. Ultimate betrayal. Ultimate. This is like you're in a relationship with someone and they have sex with someone else. That's what that is. Okay? And then you break up with them. And then you're the one left reeling with the betrayal, wondering how the fuck, why the fuck does someone do this to someone? And you're the one left having to try and understand this, okay? Because that's what it feels like, honestly. It's like you're trying to figure out why they do what they do, why they did this, why they act the way that they act. Because I feel like, honestly, that's normal for the betrayed because you're trying to make sense of this, right? You're trying to understand what is actually going on in their brain that they think it is okay to go and sleep with someone else. And then just come back to you afterwards like it's no big deal. Like this is what's nauseating about this. This is what's so fucking nauseating about situations like this, is that after they go out and fuck someone else, they just move on from it and come back to you, sleep with you, and don't tell you because they don't want to have to defend themselves, or they don't want to have the fallout. They don't want to have this shocking tower breakup moment. They just think that they can just wash their hands clean, no big deal, and come back to you afterwards. What? It's nauseating. That thought is absolutely fucking sickening. Oh, well, I didn't think this was going to happen. I didn't plan for this. No, I was just chasing the dopamine high. I didn't plan for this. I didn't think I was going to have sex with them. Yeah, because this person doesn't know themselves. They probably don't even know why they were there, why they did it with that person, why they even allowed this person in, why they even went out. They don't even know. They can't even tell you why they went out with that person, what it was about them. It had nothing to do with them. This is something you have to understand. Some people, the reason why they cheat is because of their fucked up brain chemistry. Okay? It doesn't have anything to do with you. It doesn't have anything to do with the affair partner. Sometimes they just have fucked up brain chemistry. Sometimes they don't understand love and emotions. They have avoidant attachment styles, avoidant personality disorders. They don't know how to love someone or form emotional bonds. They're selfish. They are addicted to validation. They are addicted to people chasing after them and fawning over them. That's where they get their self-esteem. That's what makes them feel good about themselves, is how many people want them. They get dopamine from this. From people wanting them, showing interest in them, looking at them. They don't care about the person or the person that they just fucked. It's the fact that that person was so interested and wanted them. It makes something in them feel desired. But they did this to you in a time where you honestly, yeah, maybe you couldn't desire them. Maybe this was a time where you didn't find much there that was desirable. Maybe because of the way that they had treated you in the past. Maybe you were just going through other things that have nothing to do with them. Maybe you needed a partner that was there for you. Maybe you needed someone to make you feel desired and loved and cared for. Maybe you needed someone that was stable and not so selfish and insecure. And they just deserted you. And this time they deserted you and stabbed you in the back. And the Sun in reverse is like, I feel like it's the fact, the breakup, if there's a breakup here, it's most likely going to happen because this person never told you about what they did. Or what is this? The 7, no, it's when you find out. Or when you found out. When you found out that this person cheated on you, because I'm pretty sure that's what happened here to someone. When they cheated on you, you broke up with them. You broke up with them. It's over. The relationship is over. At that point, it's over. Okay? The 4 of Pentacles. What is that? The Lovers. Something about holding on to a relationship. Or something about a relationship and feeling secure. Feeling secure. What is that about? The King of Pentacles at the bottom. What is the 4 of Pentacles? Love call. Someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you, letting you know. You want to know what? Here's the difference. I feel like in this time back then, whatever you were going through back then, you held on to a relationship because of your need for safety and security. Like, you held on to this person back then in this time of abandonment and fear for a sense of security. Like, it's like you lent on this person, you depended on this person, you turned to them to give you a sense of stability and security. You hung on to them. It's like you needed them. In that time back then, you needed them. Or you latched onto them because you were looking for a sense of stability and security in a time where you felt like you didn't have that. And that's why this is so massively backstabbing and painful for someone, because that in that time where you latched onto them for that feeling of security and safety, they cheated on you. So it's like that one person that was supposed to make you feel safe and secure and like you're protected and like they're there for you and like you're a safe little baby, kind of. They cheated on you. That's the layers of the betrayal for someone. Look, for someone here, I feel like it's not just what they did. It's not just the betrayal. It's about when they did it. Okay? It feels like what hurts is not just what they did, but when. Like the time frame, like what was going on at that time, like the fact that it was a specific time in your life, that is also part of the betrayal. And I feel like that's what you're looking back on here in the past. Okay? This is what you're just looking at and reflecting on and trying to understand is like the time, like when they did it. Okay? It's about the time that, and for some reason that is significant. So on one hand, it could be significant to how betrayed you feel, but it could also be significant when it comes to understanding why that person did what they did. Because like I said, it's like, it feels like they did it in a time where you were emotionally withdrawn, where you emotionally pulled back, you emotionally couldn't give them a level of attention, affection, admiration. You know, maybe you tried, but you just couldn't, like you needed more from them. And that is significant for some reason for understanding why they did what they did. Okay? And it's important because everybody that was betrayed wants to understand why, right? So that's important. Okay. Yeah, so tell me more about this here, looking at the past. Six of Cups. The past cheating, Knight of Wands, the cheater, the sex, and the one night stand in the past, the player. Yeah. Five of Wands in reverse. Yeah, this person is conflict avoidant. They're an escapist. That's what this feels like. They escape their problems through sex, through flighty relationships, through this passion, this, you know, this rush. I don't know if like somewhere in their subconscious, like this is not conscious thought, okay? You have to understand. But it feels like in subconscious thought for someone, it was almost like taking them out of problems. Like it might have felt like in the time with you, in the relationship with you at that time, there was so many problems. And not just like between you and them, but also maybe, like I said, like the problems you were going through, okay? I feel like you were going through a lot. And every time this person was around you, there was problems, there was heaviness, there was, you know, a lot going on. The energy felt dense and heavy. And it's almost like this person, whatever this was, this fling here, in a sense, it was like something fresh. It was like no problems, no conflict, no fighting. It's almost like something new and fresh, right? It's like something light, not so heavy. That's what this feels like, okay? It's almost like they just didn't feel like dealing with it. They just didn't feel like dealing with you. They didn't feel like dealing with what was going on. They felt like the relationship was too much. Someone came along, gave them some attention. It's like, yeah, okay. The Magician. The Emperor. Why is the Emperor here? Could have something to do with masculinity, okay? Because if we're being honest, you know, yes, this can be women that act this way, but if it's like someone that's just, you know, they say that if it's just sex, it's just fucking, and then they can just come back to their person like nothing happened, that's usually something that men can do, right? Women can't typically do that. Well, some can, but if you're looking at like statistics, the statistics behind cheating, that's typically something that men tend to do more often. Okay, let's say it like that. Who's the Emperor? Change. Pathway. Yeah, okay, so something changed on the pathway here. Somebody changing on the pathway. Or is this someone that now wants to change? I don't know. Maybe this is now someone that is saying, I want to change who I am now. I want to be on the pathway to change. I want to change who I am and why I do this, and I want to change now. Okay. Not today. After not dealing with this, avoiding a conversation called person, hurt, angry, not dealing in hurt. And you want to know what I feel like this is? This not today, this avoiding a conversation, not dealing with something, not dealing with hurt, not dealing with pain. I feel like this is avoiding, like, avoiding, right? An avoidant, kind of like that. Avoiding why they do what they do. Avoiding the self-reflection. Avoiding the difficult conversations. Not wanting to deal with something, not wanting to deal with you, not wanting to deal with the emotions, not wanting to deal with problems, not wanting to deal with conflict. I mean, this is not just like, this is someone that just doesn't want to deal with hurt. They don't want to deal with uncomfortable emotions. They didn't want to deal with you. They didn't want to deal with what you were going through. They didn't want to deal with themselves. They didn't want to deal with the problems that they caused, how they hurt you in the past. Exactly, that's what they didn't feel like dealing with. They got to a point where, every single time they were around you, they had to be reminded of how much they hurt you. Every single time they were around you, you reminded them of what they did to you, how they hurt you, how you see them now. Yeah, and if that's all they're hearing from you all day long is about how they weren't there for you and how they abandoned you and how they hurt you, yeah, all of a sudden there's no admiration, there's no affection, there's no appreciation, there's no ego padding. And so just to avoid having to face themselves, work on themselves, change themselves, what do? They just avoid the whole fucking situation altogether and go fall into temptation with the first person that presents the opportunity to them, that is now giving them an opportunity to avoid why they're doing this shit in the first place, really. And this could even be someone, I don't know, maybe this person is now realizing that they have been avoiding even reflecting on their own behavior for so long. Like they have not ever looked at it. They've not ever tried to understand themselves, or they've avoided even self-reflection to an extent. Maybe they're also realizing that, I mean, this could be you or them. It's like how many times they avoided the conversations. Avoiding a conversation called person. Avoiding having those conversations with you. Telling you what's missing for them. That they, need this, need that. Of not talking. Not communicating. Not telling you that they feel insecure. That they feel, like they're gonna fall for some sort of temptation here. I mean, this person just, it's like they were on autopilot. It's like someone that's just on autopilot. Not thinking, on autopilot. Someone comes around, wants their number. They're like, yeah, here, sure, I'll give it to you. Autopilot. Because it feels good in the moment. That's, I don't know. Now they want to change. Now they want to be on the pathway to change. Yeah, relationship evolving to the next phase, healing the inner child. And that's where this person has to start. Because this is not a you problem. You are not the reason why this person did this. And the person that they cheated with is also not the reason why. It's their broken inner child. That's what it is. That's where healing starts. The pathway to change for this person is healing the inner child. Because 100% you are not the first person they cheated on. And 100% if they don't change this, you are not going to be the last. Because it's a hurt inner child. It's someone that escapes. They're an escapist. And they need to heal the inner child. They need to figure out why they do what they do. Why they did what they did in the past. What led them to do that. Because it was not because of you. It was not because the relationship was running bad. It was not because of the affair partner. It was because of them. Because they can't control themselves. They don't have a discipline. They can't control their urges or their impulsivity. They can't control their habits, I guess. They can't self-reflect on why they feel like they need this right now, or that there's a boundary that they're crossing. It's like this is someone that didn't even realize anymore that they were crossing boundaries. Oh, I didn't plan for this to happen. I didn't think it would come this far. Excuse me? How many times has this person crossed that boundary, crossed that line in other relationships where that line is so blurred now that they don't even, it doesn't even, there's nothing, there's no feeling, there's nothing in the brain, a switch that goes off like, oh, I think I'm crossing a boundary. No, it's like this is what they always do. It's like become a pattern. Right? The Ace of Pentacles, the Moon, a Queen of Cups, and the Knight of Pentacles. What's this? Who's this Queen of Cups? Not giving someone money? A Queen of Cups not giving someone money, or not getting money from someone. A relationship and a great fortune. Huh? A relationship and a great fortune, not getting money from someone? That is so random. What is that about? A Queen of Swords. Being heartbroken about someone getting money, someone paying someone money. Being heartbroken about someone getting money, giving money to someone. Confirmation. Someone being heartbroken about someone giving money to someone, heartbroken about someone paying someone. What does that have to do with the World in reverse? The Three of Cups. This has to do with somebody not learning the lesson when it comes to cheating and third parties and partying and going out with their friends and drinking too much and cheating with third parties. How is this related at all? Huh? Okay, that just threw me through a loop here. What is that? This has to do with an ending, bringing a new beginning, something being over, somebody ending something, changing something, transitioning something, changing. being charmed or used. Enabling and boundaries. You ending a relationship with someone because they've been charming you and using you. Putting up boundaries with someone who refuses to grow and refuses to learn the lesson and refuses to stop partying and going out with other people or drinking or having third parties. But what does that have to do with a Queen of Cups and someone not getting some sort of a great fortune? What does that have to do with them? It has to do with someone feeling humiliated and embarrassed. It has to do with someone feeling humiliated and embarrassed, feeling defeated, feeling like they're losing their reputation because of a breakup and an apology. This has to do with this person reaching out to you after this betrayal. After you broke up with them, they reached out to you, wanted to give you a love offer. They wanted to make something right with you after a breakup because they felt so humiliated, defeated, and like their reputation was ruined. So they made you feel humiliated, yeah, of course. They made you feel embarrassed. What does that have to do with this? Money. Okay, what's the Five of Swords? The Devil and Justice in reverse. Yeah, whatever this person did to you is super unfair, okay? Immoral, unjust, unfair, undeserving, toxic, the devil, just toxic. Just so mean and unfair, yeah, really. I like you, someone likes you, right? Romance is blooming, fun flirting, want to date. Yeah, that's what they got off on. That's what it is. It's that someone liked them. That's what made them be selfish towards you and hurt you and betray you and treat you unfairly. Be toxic to you. Was this need here that they had for people liking them or them seeking validation and having fun flirting, somebody wanting to date them. Oh, I like you, right? It's so much fun dating, right? Yeah, outdated thinking, replaying events over in your head. Yeah, this could be going over and over and over in your mind. I don't know if you're the one ruminating about this, okay? Replaying events over in your head, someone likes them. Yeah, you could be thinking about this nonstop, day in, day out, through the day, at night, okay? Just replaying this over and over in your mind, what this person did to you, how they fell for someone else's cheap compliments, the flirting, wanting to date. Yeah, let's go on a date, be so nice, right? Okay, what else? Yeah, look at frustrated in a relationship, lacking confidence, ego issues, self-sabotaging. I feel like this is not even for you. I feel like this is why this person did this to you. And you could be thinking about this, replaying events over and over in your head, ruminating on this over and over in your head about how selfish this person was and how they sabotaged the entire relationship because they were frustrated and they didn't know how to open up their fucking mouth, that they were so frustrated that a little bit of I like you, fun flirting, wanting to date with their insecurity was enough to tempt them into a third party. And now they want to come back and they want to rekindle something with you. They want to show you that they've changed, right? I promise I can change. Now they want to transform themselves. They want you to give them some time. They're like, give me some time. But you might also know that this is going to take a long time, okay? It's going to take a long time for this to change, for them to change. Because like I said, in order for them to change, they need to know why they do this. They need to go back to childhood. They need to look at their development. They need to go through all of the life they've lived up until this point. And honestly, only a psychologist and a therapist can go through that with them. That's not your job. That is not your job. This person needs therapy. They need counseling. They need to deal with that by themselves, okay? That healing is on them, has nothing to do with you. And you could also, in that whole time, if they don't get help or if they don't work through this, it's like, how will you know that the same thing won't happen again? Because the last time they betrayed you was in a time where you were not able to give them validation, adoration, affection. If they just cheated on you, you think you're going to be able to do that now? You think that you're going to be able to give them this now? Definitely not. And since you know that the last time that you could not be nice to them, or the last time they disappointed you, the last time you went through this with them and they cheated on you, you're like, the last time I was standoffish, the last time I was going through something here, the last time this person felt insecure, frustrated in the relationship, lacking confidence, this person cheated on you. So now they're also going to be feeling insecure. They're also going to be feeling frustrated because there's issues. You get what I'm saying? It's like, if you might know that if this person doesn't catch this now, they're going to cheat on you again. Because that's like literally, it could feel like it's literally the same exact scenario as it was last time. It's like the same exact opportunity. It's like the circumstances are almost identical to the last time they cheated. So it's like, if I can't give you all that affection now, what's stopping you from going and looking for it somewhere else? So this person wants to change. They want to transform. They want to rekindle it with you. You also know it's going to take a long time. It's going to take a long time. And maybe you even told this person, like, I don't know if you're going to be able to handle this, because it's going to take a long time for me to forgive you. And the last time this happened, you cheated. So, it's kind of like, if you are standoffish right now and you're very skeptical and you don't trust them and you feel like this is a repeating pattern and you feel like all the circumstances are right for them to do it again, then I feel like that's understandable, and I would not trust this person. I would not relax and assume that they're not going to do it again. No, if anything, you need to be aware that if they don't heal this part of themselves, that there is a possibility that they will cheat again, because they can't just say they want to have a new phase with you and then they expect you to just forgive them. There's going to be a lot of time that goes by where you're going to feel standoffish. You're not going to want to be around them. You're not going to want to be nice to them or show them any kind of affection or approval, admiration. And if they don't take this opportunity to work on their own self-worth and their own problems, then it's just going to get them in the same fucking situation as last time, where they feel insecure, they feel bad about themselves, they feel rejected by you, you're pushing them away, and what do? Meet someone that gives them the dopamine hit, and boom, same thing again. Right? So, pay attention. If this person isn't working on themselves, actively changing themselves, healing the inner child, going to therapy and counseling, do not trust them. Because everything is ripe for the circumstances to repeat themselves and the situation to repeat itself, because this person cheats when they feel insecure. Okay? They cheat when they feel frustrated in the relationship. So if you're going through a period of reconciliation with them and you're frustrated in the relationship and they're frustrated, what do you think is going to happen? When they start feeling like, oh, it's never going to change, they're never going to forgive me, they just won't move on, we can't rekindle the love, what are they going to do? They're going to go and fall for the first person that goes googly-eyed. Okay? So just pay attention to that. The Three of Wands, yeah, you need to, try and, I feel like this is more about like, you need to wait and see what ends up happening. You need to wait and see how this person progresses and how they work on themselves, and do not trust them blindly. It's like, this is like, you need to take the time to see, I don't know. Death in reverse. Yeah. So if you don't want to end the relationship, or they don't want to end the relationship, okay, this person could be begging for another chance, or they want a reconciliation. They don't want the relationship to end. But of course, if they don't want it to end, rightfully so, you're going to be very skeptical, because if anything, you're probably going to feel like whatever caused the situation in the past is the same circumstance now. So it's like, kind of like a waiting game. Like, you might want to feel like you want to just wait and see if they really change, because I feel like right now you cannot trust them at all. You probably do not trust them at all. At all. Rightfully so. You do not trust them. The Sun, yeah. You don't trust them at all. And I feel like it's not even about, it's not even about you not trusting them right now, because I feel like right now, you probably do trust to an extent that they're not doing shit right now. Okay? Because, they want to prove to you that they're not going to do it anymore, and they want to prove to you that they're transparent and honest and all this, blah, blah. What I feel like you don't trust is the future. You're like, okay, that's nice that you want to do all these things now, right? But I feel like you're having a hard time trusting that this person that this is going to stay this way for the rest of your life. Right? It's like, yeah, okay, yeah, I bet you're trying to do everything right now. But last time this happened, this person might have gotten impatient with your healing process, with your ability to forgive, okay, with your ability to, get through the phase quickly. And maybe in the past, when you weren't able to forgive immediately, and it took a couple months for you to heal through something, this person got impatient, it wasn't going fast enough, and they stepped out and they cheated. So it could feel like, you're like, right now, yeah, maybe, but, the last time this happened, after 6 months, 1 year, you cheated again. So, it's like, I feel like you trust them now, you don't trust the future, because the future would be a trial and a test of this person's endurance and their willingness to heal and change and actually work on themselves, and maybe even go to therapy and really dive into, also having to be patient towards you when it comes to forgiveness and letting you go through your stages and not getting impatient, not trying to sweep things under the rug. It's like, I mean, that's what this could be also. It's like in the past, this person just wanted to move on. Like, can you just let it go? We just move on already? Can you stop throwing it in my face? Can you stop bringing it up? Why you always make me feel bad about my past mistakes? Why are you always bringing up the past? Can't you just let it go? If they start doing that again this time, I don't give a fuck if it's been 6 months, a year, 18 months, whatever. If they still do it this time after they cheated on you this way and they still come at you with, why can't you just let it go? Why can't you just move on? Why do you keep bringing up the past? Why can't you just forgive me already? Why don't you want to stop fighting with me? That's when you say, fuck this. Because after this kind of a betrayal, this person has to know that this takes patience and this takes time. They cannot expect you to just forget about it, accept it, and move on. And if they start getting impatient and they don't like that you're not forgiving them fast enough, they start getting frustrated with you because you keep bringing it up. You're still going through the depression and the anger of it all. And they can't deal with your rejection and your resentment and your anger towards them. What are they going to do? Are they going to go cheat again because you just can't let it go? That's, I feel like, the cycle right now that's like that you're dealing with right now, okay? Of like things repeating from the past, because you're like, this is, the only way this can't repeat is if this person actually realizes why they are the way they are. And you're not going to be able to see that unless they try and change that. They have to realize that. You can't tell them all these things. They have to think about that themselves, right? The Five of Pentacles. Insecurity. The Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah. So you might feel like this person's not going to be able to work on this. Or maybe that's one reason why you don't want to work on it with them, or you don't feel like you should work on it with them, or that it's going to change, is because there's this feeling for them like every time they get insecure or when they feel lonely or abandoned by you, they go out and cheat. So maybe that's one thing that you're very standoffish about, because you might feel like, well, if you're talking about marriage or talking about being with someone forever and they can't deal with feeling lonely and insecure sometimes in a relationship, and you have to worry about them stepping out and cheating every single time they feel this way, that's never going to work. Because you might know they're going to feel this way many times in marriage or a long-term commitment. And if they can't deal with that and work on that, then they are just going to cheat on you for the rest of your life. Honestly. March. July and an Aries. A Sagittarius. April. And a husband. May. Wow, all I got was March, April, May, and July. Aries, Sagittarius, and a husband. So you could be dealing with a husband like this. Okay? Yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to leave it at that, okay? Long reading. I hope this helps, guys. Thank you for watching. Until next time. Bye.